something else. So hopefully it's more unofficial than we think, and Canada can get that medal.
Well, there's cameras, videos, and all sorts of things. So eventually we will have the correct result, no fear on that. Last televised event of the day. It's the big boys. It's the C4 1,000 meters. 2 teams from Russia. Bit of a split here because we have some that have done very well. They're not the classic team that they actually have often in the past. In the top lane number 2, there's Fedorensko. He was actually with 3 of the guys who are in lane number 4. So they actually split it up a bit, but clearly they have massive strength and depth here. Canadians, always Canadians in this race. What about these guys?
You know, the lane 6, this crew that we just saw, you know, they're getting a good chance to get some international races in. You know, possibly not the A crew, but definitely a good chance to get out there and race some really fast people. I mean, obviously we got Mathieu there. He's no schmuck. He's a fast guy. We got the other Canadian A crew. It's gonna be a good race.
Settling into a pace. Will they be settling into a pace? I guess they go off really fast and then slow down slightly. Or?
It'll be interesting to see. I mean, typically the canoers don't get that many chances to race C4, so I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of them just go for it.
And two Canadian teams. How do they decide which one's going which boat?
I mean, a lot of it's, you know, who's a left and who's a right, who can fit where, but I think it's going to go by ranking. I think Mark Oldershaw wanted to get a good C4 race in. You know, Canada's had some good results in this before. There they are in the spaceship, as they call it.
So Mark Oldershaw, lane number 3, I believe, is in second position. He came off the water an hour and a half ago. Really difficult to mentally switch from one to another?
I think, you know, C1 would have been as more of a high priority race, so I think he would have come off the water, and this would have been too stressful. Good chance to go on the water and just really put out a good race.
Early days, still 300 meters to go. Russia looking good, and Mexico in your picture. So they've got 22 athletes have come over here. Ozekwas Dubelko, I know it's the second race of the day. So a lot of the athletes in the C category, the canoe category, actually doubling up here. In your picture at the moment, it is the Russian team, one of 2 teams, but it is still very close as we approach the halfway mark. So well over the halfway mark, 250 meters to go.
Yeah, it seems to be between the 2 Russians right now. I think Poland, close to us, is in the race. Hard to say with certain angles, but definitely a tight one. Mexico's such a talented crew in this usually. I remember my Junior World Championships, they were a big shocker to win. Great for development.
Ben, what are your thoughts with 200 meters to go?
Still a good race. I'm quite surprised that these fields have been sticking together for so long. I mean, it's still a very fierce battle for that podium there. So yeah, these guys will be hurting. I just think it's an incredible race.
Well, Russia, they've actually packed a bit of experience into the boat.
I mean, Mark Oldershaw must have been in a lot of pain. This is like a tough event at the best of times, but coming out of a race an hour and a half ago, it's a big effort to line up.
Well, 100 meters to go. Russia in the lead.
France has got a good second, but Poland's moving up quick, and this crowd, they're going to take a moment.
Yeah, France with that. Poland in lane number 9, really pushing the French. Can the French hold on? First place not in doubt. France hold on to second place. Poland honorable third. Uzbekistan.
Canada trying to stay in their lane there, and I think they sneak in.
I suppose when exhaustion puts in, the lanes are 9 meters wide, aren't they? So I suppose if you're in a K1, it must be fairly straightforward. But with a bit of a crosswind, it must be exhausting. But we do have Russian team, one of 2 teams, great strength and depth in here.
Yeah, I got to give it to the canoers. I mean, when you're a kayaker and you're done, luckily you're already sitting, but these guys got to stay upright and got to suffer through it. Good to see them paddling all the way to the buoys, though. Sometimes, you know, if you don't know where the line is, you can really get caught off there, but if you just paddle all the way to the buoys, you can guarantee that place.
Do you know instinctively where the line is? Because it's actually quite difficult to see. It's just before the actual markers, isn't it? The finish line.
Typically before a regatta, it's good to kind of get on the water. You'll see the black and yellow line there, and just try and get a feel for it with the wire, just so you know where you're paddling to. Because I'm sure, Ben, you've had a race where you kind of missed
you
it.
Instinctively know where it is.
Yeah, it's, you need to be very careful how you time your last strokes. If it's a close race, it can come down to that. So you definitely spend some time having a look in the week leading up.
Russia take it from France, Poland with Russia, Uzbekistan, Canada, Mexico, and Canada taking up the. It's good to have two teams to practice at this sort of level. So this just about wraps up our coverage today, coming to you live from Poznan